Welcome, Virgo. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your June General Tarot card reading. I titled this video, Clearing the Past with Charisma, and two cards emerged from my meditation before this reading, describing this astrological weather that we're experiencing in June. The Strength card and the Love card, which is also the Lovers in some decks. This is about the way in which you are finding the strength to change patterns in your relationships so that you are using love, using your emotional nature as the power behind decisions, negotiations, separations, and new journeys in relationships. It looks as though you're making a change in the nature of your love experience, your relationships, those significant, important relationships to you, spousal relationships, romantic relationships, best friends, business partners, whatever relationships are shifting. It appears as though you're shifting the terms on which you have been obligated and agreed to work with others in the past. There is a sense that you were complying with your natural role as a caretaker in the past, and you haven't relinquished that role, but you're understanding that reciprocity is essential to your ability to enjoy and really utilize the connections that you have to reach greater goals, hopefully shared visions of goals, so that you are effective, you are learning, you are using new skills and tools to actuate that vision, the influence you can have over the world, and your ongoing provision of service that is essential to your character. So this is really helping you to understand that your love, your emotional maturity, the development of who you are has blossomed in a way that centers your heart rather than makes it difficult for you or makes it necessary. You feel it's been necessary to block your heart, to put on armor, to exclude yourself from situations without a lot of consideration as to the long-term impact or possibility of ongoing relationship, even if the essential nature of that relationship has changed. So this is a way of opening the door to your heart differently than you have in the past. And with that, I am pulling up the beginning of June for you, the Queen of Earth energy. This is really about your greatest strengths with a twist. So this ability to love your work, love what you do, love helping, love being of service, love tracking down the fussy details that others find distracting or too difficult to manage is a way of elevating your service, helping you to understand that this love of service, love of attention, love of supporting others is really a quality that reflects back and can respond back to you by you understanding that you are deserving of the love, of the rewards, of the joy, the pleasures of giving, the joys of building something that's useful to others, providing those things for others, that you also can elevate the terms of engagement with others so that that's shared. It's important it be shared in equity. You're not looking for someone to be like you or to do things in the way you do it. Instead, you're really looking at understanding better who you're serving and how you're doing it and how that benefits you, because you cannot exclude yourself from the exchange of energies that you are consciously engaging. This is showing you that you are stronger in many cases than others. And that strength is a recognition that you deserve to be supported in this extraordinary role that you occupy. In the middle of June, the King of Fire. So you are definitely moving into this creative, sparked love spirit that is moving the changes that you're making in your life. This is the charisma piece that I was speaking of. Someone who manages and balances the energy of service, support, love, attention is a powerhouse of connection to that divine creative growth energy that requires you to expand on what you've been doing. And this is the way to expand, is to pull into your own needs, your own desires, and your vision. Your vision is now including your best qualities. It's no longer boxing up the resources and the skills you have and parceling them out as you think appropriate. You embody this principle of love, energy, spiritual ascendance, understanding that growth and expansion is the way of the world. If you're not growing, you're not growing, you're dying. And there's that famous quote from one of Bob Dylan's songs: those not busy being born are busy dying. In the end of June, the Queen of Water is describing all these court cards. They can be other people in your life. I do think that necessarily, of course, these are all aspects of yourself that you are cultivating at this time. And the fact that they are masters slash mistresses indicates the level of your development, your growth. You're ready for this. You've already achieved a lot in your life. And this is a message I always get for Virgos. You've accomplished a lot, but now you're turning that energy to a deeper understanding of your own heart, the things that you have overcome, the difficulties you have triumphed over, the ability to see through the challenges, to understand that that the challenges you've overcome have actually helped you to grow stronger. They've actually helped you to understand who you are and what you need in a way that acknowledges you're deserving of love. You give love in so many ways in your life, but you may not feel or may not have felt that you are fully able to receive the love that you give. And you're now insisting upon that. And that means if you require love to fuel your move forward, your growth, your expansion, if love is required, attention, care, nurturing is required for you to understand how to maximize and include yourself in the vision of the world that you hold, that you are able to supply that. This means you don't need to go outside of yourself to give you yourself what you need. In fact, you are now calling out something that perhaps for many of you is something that you have not felt worthy or deserving of for some reason. And now you are sure that great love, great passion is available to you, even if it's you supplying that particularly, now that it's you supplying it for yourself. I'm going to pull a soul's journey and hope that, Virgo, this reading is resonating for you. If so, please like this video and subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. I love to hear how this is working for you, if it is, and I appreciate your thoughts. I always love reading your thoughts. So I pulled Surrender. I can release my need to control. This is giving me a little bit of an Emperor's vibe, where you are releasing control of others and assuming greater responsibility over your reality as you would like it to be. And from the Hummingbird Oracle, I've pulled Wishing Well. Your heart's desires are taking flight joyfully and magically. Well, that fits. The Queen of Earth in the beginning of June is clarified by the World card and the Three of Cups. Yeah, definitely wrapping up a cycle, definitely closing out a path of accomplishment, achievement. This is a message that has been coming through over and over for you, Virgo. You're preparing, you're well aware that you're preparing for a new journey, but you are quantifying, objectifying the skills that you've gained along the way, the rewards, the acknowledgement, the recognition that you are receiving is all important, because that's where you are gathering a lot of your support to move on, to move towards something new. This is requiring a lot of discrimination on your part. Both the Love card and the Strength card speak about a kind of emotional maturity, an understanding that you have a lot of power, but that power is best utilized gently. And I believe through an engagement of your emotions and your feelings. You're not guarding your feelings in the way that perhaps you typically have. You're understanding that that is a component. That's what allows you to appreciate and enjoy, to find pleasure in the activities that you are engaged in and the changes that you are making. It's a part of the theme of the journey is the destination. And you're not only appreciating that, but you're allowing yourself to find love in all of your connections, in the appreciation for the work that you do. That is landing very deeply in you, and all the support that you've gained around you as a result of your achievements. This is also a setup for the path you're moving on to. In the middle of June, the Four of Wands and the Two of Cups. So there is a transition here between those that the support that you're receiving early in the month. You may already be receiving, well, you are. This is about a big life achievement. So you are receiving that reward. You've already identified those individuals that are your biggest supporters, that allow you to share your ideas, your feelings, your experiences without judgment, and do that in a safe way. Um, Allowing there to be a reciprocity of learning, of exposure, of vulnerability that is very sacred to you now as you move into the space of allowing your imagination, your creativity to flow through you, through what you do in new ways. This is setting you up for the deeper connection that you're making in the month of June. Of course, time is a human construct, so it doesn't, things may not fall in the same linear fashion, but I do see from those alliances, friendships, supporters that you have, visible, invisible, near and far, you are committing to a business partnership, a new opportunity where you are thriving, you're in leadership, but you're joining with someone else who shares your vision in order to together accomplish some goals around the shared vision. It's a way of elevating your individual experiences and honoring this deep connection that you have, that recognizes, particularly if this is something from the past, that not only the work you do is coming out of the personal development that you may have separately experienced, but it's also about creating an opportunity for greater access to the growth that you're experiencing, the resources that are available, and celebrating that growth at every step. It's almost as though you're together stepping through a portal with others. At the end of June, we have the King of Cups and the Five of Swords. This is, of course, a divine couple right here in different decks. This is the King and Queen of Cups, water. This is the element of the emotions, the feelings, creativity, your imagination, and your own emotional development may be allowing you to unite deeply with another individual who shares the same kind of growth, the same place of healing, of maturity, of wisdom for self that is an ironic component of the experience of service and healing. And what comes to mind for me when I see these two cards here is that healers are healed through each experience of healing. So this is about allowing oneself to be a vehicle for inspiration, for the imagination, and the way in which something is gained, uh, even when you are facilitate that energy for others. So I'm feeling here that the service that you as an individual or you as a couple or a partnership have experienced has actually brought you both into a greater understanding of how you benefit from the service you provide. The Five of Swords is reminding me that it's not all roses for you. There's still a significant amount of self-doubt that and resistance to your ideas, to your particular journey that you experience because you've moved and exceeded expectations in so many ways. There is a way that the resistance you experience gets internalized or reflects upon those internalized behaviors, patterns of behavior that that show up as self-doubt, as feeling not quite up to the task, as feeling inadequate. And in some ways, it is your emotional development that is helping you to counter that. In fact, those are the things that are most in view, that most emerge in your consciousness as you shift the way that you relate to others, shift the way that you're making changes in your relationships. Is the idea that, I once believed that if I ended a relationship that wasn't equal, that I was guilty, that I was culpable in some way. If I was in a relationship that wasn't equal, in which I was being exploited, that's what I deserved, that I was not deserving of a full-blown love match. And these are particularly as you are in conversation with your intimates or with potential partners, these are things you may be observing, particularly in partnership, in conversation, in dialogue. But it can also be things that you're now aware you and or the other person whose partnership you're considering, you're exploring, uh, once framed your relationship, a sense that you're not really quite adequate or up to the task, that you're not really deserving of it all. You may be, you're going to channel your energy into creating achievements and accomplishments and successes out in the world. But when it comes to you, you're not necessarily adequate to the task of deserve receiving and giving full respect in a relationship. So this is something for you to think about, and I am going to clarify the King of Fire in the very middle of your relationship with the Seven of Cups and the Three of Swords. So I see you actually overcoming this sense of heartbreak, this sense of failure, particularly given the reflections, the internalized self-judgments that you may have experienced throughout your life, certainly in relationships that uh, perhaps this is ending, truly understanding what appeared to be a behavior, a player behavior, where you perhaps indulge in multiple relationships or casual friendships that made you feel good in the moment. And that's certainly countering the energy of the love card, where these decisions to partner with not just individuals but with opportunities is viewed in terms of long-term benefit for you, and that may not have been something you felt capable of doing in the past, where either your heart had been broken, you had experienced multiple failures, or you did not believe that you were worthy of or capable of a profound partnership, one in which there was an agreement to work together towards something long term. It doesn't mean forever. I'm not talking about any conventions of relationship, marriage, engagement, divorce, none of that. Relationships are what you and another define them to be. So I'm talking about a spectrum of relationships here, and I'm quite sure many of you will understand the evolution that you're experiencing now out of this sense of uh, fear of having your heart broken and projections and protections in order to protect your heart. I'm going to finish up this reading, Virgo, with a yogic path oracle, and they're just wanting to jump because they're still new and sometimes they're a little stiff. So I'm going to keep shuffling until I feel like something is jumping out. Is that a single card? No, it is not. It is Santosha. And I'm going to look this up in the beautiful guidebook from the Yogic Path. Santosha. So we have here contentment. You are at a place where you can relax, unwind, and be content with where you are. You've done tremendous work to be at this place. Now is the time to let it sink in and enjoy the fruits of your labor. We often spend our whole lives striving toward the next goal and skipping over accomplishments. We never allow ourselves to experience true contentment for where we are at this present moment. Take a few moments to close your eyes. Place your hands on your heart and breathe. Take in all that is around you, what you've co-created, how far you've come, how blessed you are, the people you love, that you are safe, loved, and supported by the universe. You will not fall behind by taking a pause and being content with what you have. In fact, this kapha earthy energy will nourish you throughout all your future endeavors. Thank you so much, Virgo, for this beautiful reading. Until next time, namaste.